Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and non binary individuals. Today I'm looking into the crimes against basic digital marketing by the organization known as the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, often abbreviated to the infamous moniker of PETA. Please note that this investigation is limited and only looks at evidence collected from the so called perpetrator's Twitter account for the time period between the 3rd of August 2021 to the 20th of August 2021. This was due to the fact that if you look at all pieces of digital marketing coming from PETA, we'll be stuck here for the next century or two. That's how much bad digital marketing they produce. Anyway, here's the evidence in question. Our first piece of evidence, as you can see here, doesn't really leave an impact with any person viewing it. To be honest, it looks like it was just taken from a Wagyu beef restaurant, given that the background resembles a faded Japanese flag, and the center is basically a cross-sectional cutout of what you'll find in a butcher's shop. In fact, the text doesn't even come to my eyes unless I look it up and down. And by that time, I already got a view of what this image is. An important thing that people have to keep in mind is when a person is looking at a poster or any image, the first thing they look at is what's in the center. In the center, you see an average cutout of what you would see in any butcher shop. So this doesn't leave any impact on me. And then I look to the left, to my left, that's the right of this picture, and I see what tears on the eyes of the cow. And then, by the time I reach the text, I'm like far gone. So yeah, this piece of evidence doesn't really leave an impact. And then again, the art style isn't really appealing. It looks like a person hasn't really put much effort to it, but then again, that's a personal opinion, and that shouldn't really, impact how people view it. The main thing is, I don't believe I'm doing this. I'm giving advice to Peter. Keep the what do you call it, the subject of this post in the middle. Don't keep it on the top or bottom. Keep the text in the middle because that's where a person sees stuff. That's the one that will lead to maximum impact. Okay. Exhibit B. Yeah, I guess it's obvious for what's wrong with this post, but for those who don't understand, Peter's picking on a little girl. Even though Greta Thunberg is a public figure and should be treated as such in most cases, we shouldn't forget that she's still a child. Even though Peter might think that they're being nice to her, you can sense this high level of a high condescending tone at which they treat her. They make it look like she's a dumb idiot who doesn't know where wool is from. Not a fucking idiot, you morons. Yeah, I don't agree with Greta on many things, but I believe she has a right to wear wool, even if it comes from sheep. And second of all, sheep need to be shaved. Okay, I've talked to sheep farmers; they have to be shaved regularly, or else they'll get cluttered. It's in fact, it's like it's necessary for sheep to be shaved and the wool to be collected. And calling it inhumane is just ignorant. And I'll just leave it at that. Okay, this one was kinda ironic. If you don't know much about Peter's inner workings, this seems like an ordinary, really good post. Not, I won't even say ordinary, it's a really good post. The design of the card is good. You have a high contrast between the white and blue tends to be a color that has a soothing effect on people, while red has a more aggressive effect, but that's something else I'll explain later. However, this is where, once you understand how Peter's animal shelters operate, it gets really ironic, and this post won't really age well. PETA is infamous for killing quite a lot of the animals they save because they operate under the assumption that they are the arbiters of the lives of animals. They can choose which homes are good, which homes are bad for the animals. Let's say I'm a guy with a one-room apartment. I want a cat, and instead of going and buying one, I decide to adopt one from PETA's shelters. One of PETA's shelters. PETA won't approve that cat for me because, according to them, I need a fucking 10-bedroom apartment with a swimming pool for my cat to be happy. And instead of letting the cat be happy with a new owner who would love the cat regardless of their economic background, PETA would rather kill the poor thing. So yeah, this is total bullshit. Okay, this is just okay. This is exhibit number 4. I hope the jury is listening to this. This is just purely ignorant. The NIH, or National Institute of Health, for those who aren't American, is a government agency which basically looks into it's I don't know. I don't really know the structure of the American healthcare system, but from what I understood, it's the pet agency of the CDC, and they're involved in the development of new medication and combating diseases, which is a noble cause. This makes them look like stereotypically cartoonishly greedy capitalists, which they are clearly not. In fact, I would argue that the NIH is underfunded and they require more funding. PETA may state that the NIH is using animals for experiments, but I would argue yes, it's necessary unless you're willing to use human experimentation, which is even more unethical than using animal experimentation. You, Nothing's going to get done. In fact, most of the people who are in PETA are alive because of the medication developed by the NIH. So yeah, this is highly misleading and total bullshit. I'm just going to call it for bullshit. This makes it look like it's a military-industrial complex when this department is highly underfunded, and they should be supporting more funding for such agencies. Okay, now the final one. What the fuck is this shit? Really, good lord, what the fuck is this shit? That's it. I give up. I give up. I can't handle this case anymore. I know the verdict is guilty. For fuck's sake, this looks some furry porn. For God, I need to go bleach my eyes. Oh God, for fuck's sake. It's good to be back from my short break. I've been experimenting with new types of videos like this one, and if you enjoyed it, please give a like. Also, how about supporting me by subscribing? Anyway, thank you and have a nice day.